This is Devish, and in this lecture series, we are going to talk about the basic map, and we will be focusing on Indian maps specifically. After that, we will start with the world map, of course, but we will be going to read about the detail sections of Indian maps. And before starting with Indian maps, I'll give you a touch for the locations, that is longitude and latitudes, and aspects of Indian location on the globe. That is very important to know. So we start with, give me a moment. So we will be talking about the location aspects of India. Before that, we have C. This is globe. To ease the study of in geography, what geographers did, they made longitudinals. These are latitudinals and longitudinal lines. I know there is a kind of confusion in remembering these things for the beginners. So I'll just tell you one thing. Latitudinals are the horizontal lines. And longitude are the vertical lines. Remember that latitude यानी कि लेटी हुई latitude लेटी हुई is horizontal. Rest is longitude, long खड़ी हुई, that's it. Not much of this, but remember this by लेटी हुई. So on the globe, there is next thing is like this is the map of the world. So this we have America. This part is California, no? And this is Mexico. This is South America. We have this one is Brazil, and this is Florida, and this is US and Canada. This is Greenland. These are the part of Finland and Sweden, Norway, right? These we have Africa, we have Saudi Arabia, this we have India, Southeast Asia, China and Russia, sorry. And this is we have Australia, where okay. So what we need to know is there's a 0 degree. So if suppose this is a globe, this is a ball shape, a spherical shape, right? So from here, if you start, you are going to like in a circle, going in a circle, and you cover it like this, right? So this is 360 degree. A circle is 360 degree, right? This is 360 degree. So we are going to have 360 degrees in latitudes. Latitudinal expansions. And in latitudes, this is these are the lines, those are extended like this on the entire globe. So you see this, if you start from 0 here, it turns down 180 till the back side. You start, this is like the front side, you go to the back side, this is 180, then you come again, this is 360, 180, 180 and 360, right? So 1 degree start from here till here is 180, then 180 here, so this is 360 degree plus 0 degree, 0 degree also a longitude, right? So 0 degree longitude is Greenwich meridian, through which the time is decided. A meridian is a line which passes through the library of the Britain, from where the scientists decided that we will start the time from here as 0, and towards the eastern side it will go on adding plus, towards the western side it will get subtracted minus. Why it is so? Because earth being the shape like this, earth is shaped like this, this is the axis. If you have seen it, if you not seen it, it's okay. Earth is a bit tilted on its axis, so it moves like this from west to east, right? From west to east is the directions of movement, rotational movements of the earth. That is why if you are moving forward, and when you move from west to east, you will add. If you go in the opposite direction of earth, it will obviously get subtracted, right? So this is the basic logic behind adding the dates in time. Suppose here we have 1 o'clock, right? So here you're going to have at a particular longitude that I'll tell you later how the time gets decided. You're going to have 2, and here you're going to have 12, right? That's it. Done. So now this is 0 degree longitude. That has been decided now. The time is decided on the basis of longitudes only. The days and time decided by the longitudes. Decides on day and night, day and time. Now this is 0, behind it we have 180 degree, right? 180 degree, that 180 degree is the international date line through which the date is being decided, right? Now we are going to see some other things as well in these longitude and latitudes. We are going to remember some names in longitudes and latitudes so that they can ease our studies of Indian geography, because our objective to read right now is to the maps of India, and we are going to read about India's locations. This is 0 degree, and this, the middle one, is, so this is equator. You can mark this as equator or 0 degree latitude. The latitude lines are spreading like this, right? So this is equator, 0 degree, 10 degree, 30 degree, 45 degree, 60 degree, 10, 30, 45, 60 degree. All these latitudes have a role in climate, have a role how the things above this, above this, and how the things below this, how the things will change if you move upwards or downwards, that is away from the equator, right? So there are some important latitudes. One of the important latitude is this one. Here we have 23 and a half degree. The same here we have 23 and a half degree. What half? Are you not going to confuse in this one, this north one, and this south one? So we decided that we will divide the globe into two parts: the northern hemisphere above 0 degree, and below is southern hemisphere. Right? This is a hemisphere. This is a sphere. Hemi is half. So northern hemisphere is above 0 degree latitude, and below it is southern hemisphere. This is northern hemisphere. This is southern hemisphere. What next again? So based on hemisphere we have northern latitudes and the southern latitudes. So this now becomes as 23 and a half north latitude, and this now becomes as 23 and a half southern latitude. This 23 and a half northern latitude is known as Tropic of Cancer, and this is known as Tropic of Capricorn. For India, we are going to know this much of latitudes, which lies as India's location is between from here around to the location. India is around here. India is around here. I know this doesn't look like India. Let me redraw it. Hope it's visible now. Okay, so now we are going to read about India's location aspects. So anything is here is longitude. Here we have latitudes, right? So this is northern hemisphere, and India entirely lies. The first thing we are going to read about India's location. Let me draw it here, write it here itself in a box. First thing is India entirely lies in northern hemisphere. This is India. In northern hemisphere. Second, extension. What is the latitudinal extension? What is the longitudinal extension? Latitudes, lati hui. These are lati hui. So latitudinal extension. Let's talk about latitudinal. From south, we'll start from here. This is 8 degree 4 minutes north to 37 degree 6 minute. We'll write it here 8.4 or till 36 degree 6 minute northern hemisphere. What is the longitudinal extent? It is from here, from east to west. What is it? Anything which is, first of all, India lie east of Greenwich meridian. This is Greenwich meridian, right? That is 0 degree meridian. India lies east of it. And if you remember, I told you the lines and the areas which are in the eastern directions of the Greenwich meridian, they are going to have an addition in the time. Like suppose it is 5 at the Greenwich, so here we are going to have 5 plus anything, right? And here we have 5 minus. Remember, I told you the reason why it is so. It is because of the rotational movement of the earth, which is west to east. That's it. Now the longitudinal extent of India we talk about. This is from west to east in western direction. In western part, this is 68 degree 7 east, and this is 97 degree 25 east. I suppose everyone has a confusion. I have written west over here and east over here. It is for India specific. If I'm in India, right, and if I ask what is, like suppose I am India and I ask what is my western longitude, then I'll say my western longitude is 68 degrees 7 east. Why? Because our location is eastern directions of 0 degree longitude, right? And what is my eastern longitude? It is 97.25 eastern longitude, right? So don't get confused. It is just for India's purpose. You can even remove it, or you can just need to remember is 68 degree 7 minutes east and 97 degree 25 minutes east, right? Now we know the longitude and latitudinal extents. Let me write this information in the chat box. Longitudinal and extents is 68 degrees 7 minutes east, 97 degree 25 minutes east. We are going to have fourth information. Now we are going to have this extents. Once we have the longitudinal extent, we are going to have a difference in the east and west. Now what is the differences? What do you think? It is going to be bigger or lesser? So obviously, looking at the map of India, the longitudinal, or let's get easy, from west to east is a bit less than the north to south. That is, the west to east is 2933 kilometers, and from north to south, right, we have 3214 kilometers. North to south 3214, west to east 2933 kilometers. Now there are certain peaks which are important and certain locations which are important. So our next information is going to about what are the extension points, what are the names of those points which are in the northernmost part, in the southernmost part, in the westernmost part, in the easternmost part. Now we are going to have that information now, right? So this is the southernmost part. What is their name? This is the northernmost part. What is their name? This is the easternmost part. What is the name? And this is the westernmost part. What is the name? You're going to have this information now. Let's start from the beginning. We started from 8 degree 4 minutes to 37 degree 6 minutes. Keep these things on your fingertips. 8 4 36 37 6, and from west to east it's 68 7 97 to 5, right? That's it. So now we have the southernmost point, that is 8 4. What is the name? It is Kanyakumari, or also earlier was named as Cape Comorin. It is in Tamil Nadu. Kanyakumari. It is in Tamil Nadu. And what is the northernmost point? It is Indira Kool. Northernmost point is Indira Kool, which is at 37 degrees 6 minutes. Next we see from west to east. In the western part, this is Gujarat itself. This is the point. This is Gujarat, and in Gujarat, we have Gohar Mota, Gohar Moti, or whatever you say, Gohar Mata itself. We have Kumar Mata. It is in the Kutch district. G for Gohar, G for Gujarat. G for Gohar, G for Gujarat. Remember this? G for Gujarat, G for Gohar. Kanyakumari, Tamil Nadu. Indira Kool, J&K. And the easternmost point is in Arunachal Pradesh, Kibitu. It's in Enzor district. And it's in Arunachal Pradesh. So, Kibitu, Enzor district. Kibitu is a village. Now, let's just note down these information for you guys in this box. We have eastern, western, northern, southern. Keep on fingertips. Keep everything on fingertips. Eastern is what? Eastern is Kibitu, if you remember, in Arunachal Pradesh, right? Western is what? G for Gohar, G for Gujarat, Gohar Mata in Gujarat, right? What is northernmost point? What is northernmost point? It is Indira Kool. Indira Kool. It is in Jammu and Kashmir. What is the southernmost point? It is KK, Kanyakumari. It is in Tamil Nadu, right? So this is the information we have received from locational aspects of India's locations. Now there are a few things we are going to remind and revise. What is India's location? It is in entirely northern hemisphere. It is to the eastern sides of Greenwich Meridian. That is the line which decides the time, right? The next is what? So 0 degree, where the time is supposed to be at 0, but the day is started at international date line, which is 180 degree. That is entirely opposite to the 0 degree. So now moving forward, we have location aspects of India: northern, southern, eastern, western. So the latitudinal extent is 4 degree 8 degree 4 minutes to 37 degree 6 minutes. Longitudinal extensions is 68 7 97 25. We have a difference of north and south is 3214 kilometers, and from west to east 2933 kilometers. Later on we have seen the the points, the northernmost, southernmost points, and the easternmost and westernmost points. Keep these things on fingerprints. Again and again I'm saying, keep these things on fingerprints. The westernmost point is G4 Gujarat, G4 Gwar Mata, Kutch districts. The easternmost point is Kibitu, Anjo district, Arunachal Pradesh. The northernmost is Indra Koil. Then southernmost is Kanyakumari, Tamil Nadu. Now we have different things to see. Now we have another line to see, which is Indian date line. Now what is Indian date line and how it has been decided? So now this is not the time to dig deeper in the how thing, because we are going to have session for our map studies, and in that we are not going to have a useful thing of this how question, why this how international Indian date line has been decided at which point. So let's just draw a map of India. So let me show you that this was 9725, 57.6, 68.7, 84. Northern hemisphere and eastern longitude. So now there is a line which passes from here, and that is 82.5 degrees. This is Indian date line. Right? This is Indian date line which passes through. This is UP, of course. This is Bihar, of course. Jharkhand. This is we have Odisha. And this is we have Andhra Pradesh. So we have UP, Bihar. Along with it we have this is a slight change, pardon me for that. This is slightly here. We have UP, it's in MP, then later on in Chhattisgarh, MP, Chhattisgarh, UP. Here we have Odisha, and here we have Andhra Pradesh as well. Okay, so now we have seen this from which state this Indian date line passes: UP, MP, Chhattisgarh, Odisha, and Arunachal Pradesh. And now we have like some other information through which like we have to be aware about a little bit, like the states through which the Tropic of Cancer, which you have seen in the previous slides, that is 23.5 degree northern latitude passes. It exactly passes from here, right? So we're going to have a view like which are all these states through which this Tropic of Cancer passes. So starting from the east, we have this is Gujarat. Here we have extension of Rajasthan, so Rajasthan as well. Here we have entire MP. Then of course we have Chhattisgarh. Then we have Jharkhand here. We have West Bengal over here. We have Tripura. This is actually a bit of southern, so we have Tripura as well. We have Mizoram over here. This is Manipur. That's it. This is Manipur, the above one. This is Manipur over here. This is Mizoram. This state. So let me give you a clarity from west to east. We have Gujarat, we have Rajasthan, we have MP, we have Chhattisgarh, we have Jharkhand, we have West Bengal, we have Tripura, and then we have Mizoram. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Seven states through which it passes exactly. So in the previous slides, the last thing was to add from west to east the states order. In many state exams, it has been asked the order and the number of states as well. Also, this order of this Indian timeline and Indian dateline has also been asked, and the number of states 5. UP and order is order north to south, obviously. UP, MP, Chhattisgarh, Odisha, and Andhra Pradesh. Okay, so I guess that's all for the day. It's enough of information. We are going to have some more information tomorrow, in which we are going to start the markings on the map, and this marking is really important. Focus on this marking, and you're going to have a very clear idea of the map understanding of Indian political as well as physical maps. So thank you for the day. Have a good day. Bye bye.